back to another What I Did in a Week video. How are you people? Like, how's it going? Is it just me or is seasonal depression like hitting everyone? Because this past week, no, actually, these past few weeks, I've been literally so unproductive. I haven't felt like doing anything, and time is just passing really quickly. And I know I suck at taking mean jokes, but bro, nowadays, like you say one thing to me, and I will literally cry. I just don't understand, and I'm not liking it, which is why I've been trying to stay more positive, eat good food, keep only positive thoughts in my mind, which is not an easy thing to do. And also, like, I've been trying to go outside for at least 10 minutes a day. Okay, hi, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to know, what do you think of my editing so far in this video, like the animations and stuff like that? Because I really like this editing. So exciting news, I actually got an iPad. Wait, this is the iPad with Cookie on the wallpaper. I've just been so excited to like edit on this because the screen is so much bigger. They have so many apps. They should give all the apps free, which kind of like annoys me. Why do I have to pay so much for all the apps? You literally have to pay for WhatsApp. I'm not even kidding. You have to pay like 250 rupees or something for WhatsApp. I invested in Procreate, which I'm sure you have heard of it. It's like the most amazing digital art app. I just downloaded it like a couple of days back, and you won't even believe the first 3 days I was just freaking out. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to like work on it? I couldn't figure out anything. Before this, I used to use this app called Sketchbook, and it's similar to Procreate, but it doesn't have nearly as much features as this app does. I was sort of lost on Procreate because of that, but then I remembered I have Skillshare, so I just watched a few of their classes on there. There's this person called Kat. No, I'm not even gonna like try and say her title because I know I'm just gonna mess it up, but this is her name. And I also watched a few of the classes by Brooke Glasser. Yeah, these two people I watched a lot because they have like really amazing classes on Skillshare about Procreate specifically. And ever since then, it's just like I'm enjoying so much my time on Procreate. I'm just enjoying it a lot because now I kind of know what to do. And I'll just try and link the classes I saw so that even you can see it if you want, if you have an iPad or you just want to like see what Procreate is all about. Also, this is why I love Skillshare so much, and I'm so excited to tell you this video is sponsored by them. So Skillshare is my favorite online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. They have classes about like every single thing. The other day I was bored, so I was just going through Skillshare and like randomly typing words to see what classes they have, what they don't have. I typed like, I don't even remember, I think I typed pesto or something, and they literally had like classes on how to make pesto. I mean, usually I just like watch YouTube for like recipe stuff or like Pinterest, but Skillshare even has that. They have classes on fine art, animation, business, freelancing. I mean, you just name it and they literally have it. The best thing about Skillshare is that it's not just like for pros or like beginners. It's for everybody. If you're a dabbler, pro, if you're just a beginner, you get it. Like there's a class for everybody there. Ooh, and my favorite part about Skillshare is that most of the classes are like less than an hour, and there are no ads also. That just makes it so much more convenient and flexible for you as a user because you can just like watch them wherever and whenever you want, which works for me a lot because I just watch all my classes in bed. As much as I love Skillshare, you also get to love Skillshare because I am giving you a free monthly trial of Skillshare for a month. Monthly trials means a month. For the first 1,000 of you who click the link in my description box and sign up, log in, whatever you need to do that, you get a free monthly trial, which is awesome because only the first 1,000 of you get the chance. Before you miss out, go and get that free trial and get started on your creative journey. I had quite a bit of puff pastry left from across the globe. More like a puff pastry dough left, which I was gonna freeze, but then my mom actually wanted to have corn, spinach, cheese puffs. So I just made that. I boiled spinach and corn in sugar, salt, water, roughly chopped the spinach, grated 4 cubes of regular processed cheese, seasoned with salt and pepper, added a handful of mozzarella cheese, the boiled spinach, chopped parsley, basil, and boiled corn, and mixed that well. I rolled out the puff pastry and then added the filling kind of in a rectangle shape. I've always wanted to make a herringbone sort of puff pastry puff because of all the tasty BuzzFeed videos I watch, and I finally got the opportunity, so that's amazing. Now it's different that I was getting impatient and didn't do it the perfect way, but lately honestly I'm just getting annoyed with this term perfect. I watch all these food YouTubers and Instagrammers and they are like so good at what they do and they're so perfect, but I don't think I can do that. I'm too impatient for that, and I know patience is the key, but why do I need to think of food as a lock? I mean, sure, I'll try to make sure the food is cooked and even try and get like the perfect square of a brownie, but if it doesn't happen all the time, I don't need to stress over that, right? That's what I'm trying to tell myself and teach myself in some way, to take things easy and not care that much. But if I'm being completely honest, I'm that kind of a person who's like, I don't care, but I care the most. Lol. Oh, and I just ended up having a few of these puffs for dinner and they were genuinely really yummy and so good. Okay, for Tuesday breakfast / brunch, I had poha. Thank God I removed the chili, even though I think I do really need to work on my spice tolerance a little bit. I had a leftover spinach corn puff from the previous night and then a really long cucumber. Not exactly a regular cucumber though. We call it kakri here. I was just trying to know more about it on the internet and apparently it's also called snake cucumber or Armenian cucumber. For dinner, I made a pasta salad, but this is not just a regular salad because this is a basil, lemon, green, yellow salad. I cut yellow and green zucchinis in half discs, chopped bok choy, broccoli and green beans. Just trying to use all the vegetables left from across the globe. I transferred the veggies to a big bowl, drizzled on some olive oil, seasoned with salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder and chili powder, mixed really well. You want to make sure every piece of the vegetable has something on it. I transferred this to a baking tray along with some tofu cubes and then baked in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. While they were baking, I made the dressing. It's a very simple dressing, just chopped garlic, chopped basil, put these two in a glass, added about the juice of half to 1 lemon, seasoned with salt, and that's it. Basil, I think, is my favorite herb of all time. There's so much flavor packed in them and they can make anything taste 10 times better, provided that the base dish can actually handle the flavor. I mixed the roasted vegetables with boiled pasta, corn, peas and the dressing, topped with just a little bit of cheese, completely optional though, and then this got done and dusted in about 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes I would say. Wednesday, I heated up this bajra roti my mom made on direct flame and then topped with ghee. I served this with dahi, suhali and bhujia and onions that were tossed in salt and chili powder. This is a meal I don't think I can ever get bored of, like dahi and roti. Just like the tahini peanut sauce I make, this gives me a feeling of calm and, you know, like a feeling that everything's okay. I feel like food is just so powerful, more like the sentiments we have attached to them, and yeah, I think that's beautiful. Lol. Speaking of tahini peanut sauce, I made noodles for dinner, so for the sauce, I combined equal portions of tahini, peanut butter, chili oil, soy sauce and vinegar, half of honey, salt and pepper for seasoning and hot water to bind everything together. For the protein, I added paneer, and for the vegetables, I added cauliflower, carrot and green beans and a bunch of coriander. You know, yesterday we went out for dinner and we ordered dahi kebabs and they put coriander in it, and now I kind of understand how people think coriander tastes like soap. So yeah, the coriander kind of ruined the kebab for me yesterday, but now I get it. Oh, Thursday was kinda rough. I woke up in a very weird, bad mood. I had no motivation to do anything. So to make things a little bit better, I made a chocolate spinach smoothie, which looked sus, but it was decent, not too bad. I made Cookie take a bath, so she was sort of pissed at me. And she would not leave my sweater and she made, I don't know, 5, 6 holes in them also. Kid. My kimchi from the previous video was finally ready for me to eat. I asked my mom to make a roti. I roughly chopped the kimchi and then spread that on the roti. with mozzarella and paneer slices and then baked at 240 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes in a preheated oven. I usually preheat my oven at the highest setting possible available in the oven when I'm making pizza. I also drizzled on some mayo because I think the flavors of kimchi goes really well with mayo, chili flakes, mixed herbs and basil. This was delicious. I made Maxim Korean coffee by following the package instructions. Simply put this mix in a cup and then poured hot water in it. And I personally found it decent. And yeah, dinner was Domino's pizza, which was amazing, like always. Domino's mostly doesn't let you down. Zucchini fries. I took yellow and green zucchinis, chopped them into long pieces to replicate the fry structure. In a bowl, I combined 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour with soy milk, kept adding little by little to get a thick, liquidy texture. Season the batter with chili flakes, dried herbs, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, a tiny bit of mustard. I coated my zucchinis in this batter and then coated with some panko breadcrumbs. And then put it on an oiled baking tray. I mean, what do I say? Just look. I made a quick dipping sauce with mayonnaise, chili garlic sauce, sweet onion sauce, and ketchup. And yeah, I had this entire batch in one serving. It was so good. I made a chocolate protein cake and I have a base protein cake recipe which I follow all the time whenever I'm making protein cakes, and this is the same base I use to make my banana bread muffins. So while you watch me make this, you can also watch the time lapse for the Friday sketch because I just love it. I transferred my cake batter to an oiled baking dish, put some walnuts on top, some almonds, chocolate chips, baked it for about 40 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius till the top was cracked, and you just want to eat these right away but wait for it to cool down a little bit and then dive in. These taste great on their own but also in a smoothie bowl with some nice cream or just with some peanut butter and milk. Delicious. For dinner, I made a plant-based basil mac and cheese, and if you've been looking for a dinner idea, just make this, okay? I blended some boiled carrots and cauliflower with basil, garlic, soy milk, turmeric, salt, pepper, onion powder. I transferred to a hot pan along with boiled macaroni, mixed it well, topped with chili flakes and mixed herbs, and then turned off the heat and added some lemon juice on top off camera. And I'll see you soon on my next video. Bye.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.